Nice. I am live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to just got a message that my browser lost the mic. I don't know how it did that. It never did that before, but okay, so we're back. Hopefully I wasn't muted the first 2 minutes there. But like I said, I sent out a bunch of links on other social media, on Twitter and a few other platforms. So hopefully some people will show up, and I'll give you guys some time to show up. There may be people here, there may be people in the chat, and Google's hiding it from me. That's my level of disbelief with what I'm seeing going on the screen. And the reason for that is because the beginning of this month was a really, really bad time for me. Not as bad as the past, but I now see the world in a sharper focus, let's say. So I know I sent out invites to like Jonathan Pohl and Karen Assad and a bunch of other people. So I don't know where they are. So I wonder, what could I do here? I sent them the wrong link, right? I think I sent them the wrong link. Crap, this is going to be a problem. What if I did this? What if I logged onto Twitter? All right. Could I just log into Twitter? And while I'm logged into Twitter, they may be looking at the channel that's not set up yet. And that's why I don't have anyone here. Getting this all organized is a bit tricky. If I look here and I click view on, this may be a problem when I view it on YouTube. So there may be echo, there may be something because I'm trying to get, I think I got the wrong link earlier. So I'll send this link, copy, and do it right. Yeah, I think we can do this through Twitter. I sent out the wrong link, and this is really struggling, really struggling. Okay, come on, messages, please hurry up. This is just, the problem with potato quality internet is that it moves at the speed of potatoes. And not even like a sack of potatoes that fall to the ground. So I gotta get the right link. All right, hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Well, it's really a test of my patience and discipline. You have no idea what a test this is. I'm sitting here just, okay. The cache on this computer is garbage. All right, wait, sent it out. Who else do I have? I'm trying to get everybody. Oh, fungal. Let's see. Who did I miss? This one, right? Okay, let's go to Twitter. Let's see if anybody's there. Oh, this is going so slow. Is anybody here? Oh, they got one person in the chat. Hooray! Trying to get everybody else here. It's we gotta do some wrangling with limited bandwidth. With very, very limited bandwidth. Resent link. Come on. Let me do it. Oh, this is. All right. I got one viewer. Hey, look who this. Hey, OV, how's it going? Yeah, I know I all kind of struggles. You got here first. That's interesting. That's real interesting. I this channel had troubles. I started a new channel, but I got a 24-hour hold on it. So I put a stream with the same title on the new channel, which isn't live yet. And I just resent this link out to the crew that normally shows up here. Hopefully they'll get it. And I get some viewers, because it's like 14 minutes in, 15 minutes in already. And all the normal people that show up don't get it. Also, I set the wrong link on Gab too. So I'll have to fix that all tomorrow. But we got, man, I got tons and tons of stuff to talk about. And I just, I don't want to like rush ahead, and then people are going to come in like, come in at the third or fourth paragraph or the third or fourth page of things. And they're like, oh, hey, what did he say? What do you mean? Where did this come from? Where did you start all over again? And I'm not going to do that. You're going to have to watch the whole stream. But all right, I guess, I'm not interested in that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm here on my stream. I got my stream going. Like I said, I just sent the new DMs out on Twitter, so I'll get some people eventually. But title of this stream, Stupid and Unlucky, which I have been in my life, both stupid and unlucky, but I've never been quite that stupid or quite as unlucky as I have recently. On March 31st, which was, I think, was a Tuesday. On March 31st, I lost cell phone service. First I lost internet, then I lost cell phone service. This is while I was working. And I had a couple of jobs in the car, and I had to call them in. So I had to go to a convenience store and like beg this woman to use her phone and blah, 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 blah. And I called in the jobs, and it was a relatively short drive. So when I get to the end of the drive, my phone is working again. So I don't think anything of it. Everything's normal. Everything's fine. It works for the rest of the day into the night from the way I work. Works into the rest of the night, and everything's fine. I just thought, well, whatever. T-Mobile went out for an hour or so. No big deal. These things happen. I come home, I go to sleep. I shut my phone off when I go to sleep. My phone is never on. And I wake up in the morning, I turn on my phone, and I really don't expect any calls. But because I use the phone for a timer, because when I work out and stuff, I got to time certain things. I got no phone service. So it's like, it's April 1st and I got no phone service. So I go to the T-Mobile store, the local one by me. The girl remembers me from when she activated the phone. And she says, what did she tell me? She told me that my phone is no longer on my plan, that my device is no longer connected. And I said, what are you talking about? I didn't do anything. She said, I don't know. I can't see that. She said, you have to go to a corporate store. So I go to the corporate store, which is a couple of towns away. Wait, I go over there. I said, hey, my phone's dead. I don't know what's going on. I paid my bill. I paid my bill on the 20th. It's the 31st. What's going on? And the woman looks at she's a manager, so she can look at higher level stuff. She said, this is what she told me. Someone in Utah took your phone off the account and put a brand new iPhone on the account. And I went, Utah? She said, yeah, that's weird. And she's tapping away, and she's like, what's your phone number? What's this? What's that? Blah, 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 blah. What's your PIN number? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. So there's the Utah phone thief stole my phone. So she fixes it, and my phone comes back, and I don't think too much of it, except I can't get on Google. I can't get to this channel from Google, and I didn't think a whole lot of it. Right? I just did not think a whole lot of it. And then I went over to my Gemini account. This is where I got to go. This is where we're going to do some screen shares. And and this is going to show up, right? This is going to show up. This is definitely going to show up. So when you have an account at Gemini, there's a layer of security where you can list specific Bitcoin addresses that you can withdraw to, and only to those addresses. So I happened to log onto my account, and this is what I see. So that's a screen you would see. And what it says is, do you want to delete this new address? And it gives a Bitcoin address. And of course, my answer was yes, because somebody is trying to steal my fucking Bitcoin. Somebody hacked into my Gemini account and tried to steal my Bitcoin. And I'm like freaking out at this point. I don't understand what this is or why it's happening, but someone got into my Gemini account and is trying to withdraw the Bitcoin that I have left in there. It wasn't a whole lot, but it's more than a few grand. And but you can't just withdraw it. You can't just take it out. You have to put in an address, and all of these addresses have a standard 3-day hold. So they don't approve them right away. They have to wait 3 days. Now, I logged on about 20 minutes after this address was put into my account. Now I'm freaking out, right? And you can't call Gemini directly, so I'm doing emails with them and back and forth. And I said, that's a hacker. Somebody's got my email, somebody's got my account, and don't release the funds. Eventually what they did was they froze the account. Okay. So nothing could be done. And until this could be straightened out, right? So it seems to me that my shitty fucking Android phone on the $60 a month fucking plan at T-Mobile got hacked by someone in Utah, right? Who somehow got my email and then somehow cut me off from YouTube and then somehow looked through my emails and then went to Gemini and then tried to withdraw my Bitcoin. Now, part of this was laziness on my part because I had the same password for my YouTube account and the Gemini account. That was really it was a really good password I used for like a long time, and I used the same one without variation, and that's how they got in, and they decided to steal my Bitcoin. And you might say, well, your phone got hacked, so they got your email, but I never gave my email to T-Mobile. So this street hustler, right, who goes into T-Mobile, right, gets my phone taken off and his new iPhone put on, right? And I guess, I don't know where the iPhone came from because he didn't buy it at the store, right? There's no charge on my account. Initially, the swap device charge, which is $50, I was not charged anything, right? T-Mobile didn't charge me. They just swapped the device for free. Because this $60 an hour hustler, right? I smooth talked the clerk at, the girl at behind the counter in fucking Utah. I don't know, right? Who knows? And he didn't upgrade the account because my $60 account is like, here, and there's like an $80 a month account. He doesn't upgrade and he doesn't charge the phone to me. He just knocks me off the fucking account. So by the time I got back, Google had locked me out of a couple fucking things. And then worse, that person had access to emails from Gemini, and they said, hey, maybe the same password works. And you know what? It did. And they said, hey, you know what? Let's steal this guy's Bitcoin. Good news, they didn't steal my Bitcoin. I still have it. I'm totally in control of this. But it was a very close call. It was an extremely close call, and I was freaking out. And it got me thinking about a bunch of different things. Not the least of which is, how does a cheap street hustler from Utah, pick my account, right? And go into, get a free phone and a device swap, no charge, because new iPhones are like $500 to $1,000. And then guess my email. He guesses my email, right? How the fuck do you do that? Not only do they guess my email, they guess the password to my email. How'd they get the password to my email? This guy's like a genius, right? And he's hustling $60 a month phone service. Give me a fucking break. So this is what he does. Then of course he's a super hacker. So he's gonna fucking he's gonna lock me out of YouTube, and he's gonna lock me out of, and he's gonna steal my Bitcoin, which, like I said, didn't happen. I managed to shut it down, but was very close. Now, one of my Twitter mutuals, who he shows up on he's in the chat. I think he's in the chat sometimes on Sundays, but Mondays, I don't know. Sent me a thing. I mentioned that my phone and that the hacker was from Utah. So I got this Wikipedia entry. It says Utah Data Center. Can you see that? The Utah Data Center, also known as the Intelligence Community Comprehensive National Cybersecurity Initiative Data Center, is a data storage facility in the for the United States intelligence community that is designed to store data estimated to be on the order of exabytes or larger. Its purpose is to support the comprehensive National Cybersecurity Initiative through its precise mission, though its precise mission is classified. The National Security Agency leads operations at the facility as the executive agent for the Director of National Intelligence. It is located at Camp Williams near Bluffdale, Utah, between Utah Lake and Great Salt Lake, and was completed in May 2014 at a cost of $1.5 billion. So what I'm saying is someone at the NSA kicked me off my fucking T-Mobile account, hacked into Google, which is easy for them, opened up my Google Chrome, looked at the saved passwords, and just started playing until they got permission to steal my Bitcoin. The NSA, the National Security Administration, or what an agency of the United States, is actively involved in stealing Bitcoin, and they try to steal mine. And they say, well, I have this one hacker address. How do you even know? Well, part of the way convinced Gemini that I was me and whoever took my control of my device was not me was by showing them this, right? So this is, which one is this? I can't see. Oh, fine. I think it's the San Jose one. Or is it? No, it's not. It's the Seattle one. So when you log onto Gemini, there's always a message. Hey, welcome back. The price of Bitcoin is up. Hey, welcome back. The price of Bitcoin is down. Blah, 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 blah. You last logged in 5 minutes ago, et cetera, et cetera. It gives you all these dumb little notifications. And one of the notifications, aside from those notifications, every time you log in, there's a record of your sessions. And so you see at the top of the blue bar, it says end session. And I don't know how well you can see it, but down here, it gives the location where you, hey, Jonathan Pohl, finally somebody showed up. Sorry, I sent the wrong link out. Confusion with the old channel. I thought I couldn't get into this old channel, but apparently this old channel is still live for me. So here's the screenshot from my phone of the Gemini session where someone from Seattle, Washington logged into my Gemini account. Okay. Now, I called Gemini and said, listen, I live in New Jersey. I'm not in Seattle. I've never been to Seattle. I don't know anyone in Seattle. I'm emailing them this. Do not allow anyone from Seattle to log into my account anymore, et cetera, et cetera. So this is what started me getting control back, which was Gemini freezing the account. I said, I live in New Jersey. I've never been to Seattle. Whoever's logging on from Seattle is a thief. Okay, and then here's another one. So I'll share this one. So here's another line. This is, if you want to believe what they told me at the T-Mobile store, a cheap street hustler, a Utah SIM card thief, right? Knocks me off my phone, right? Takes control of my Google account, hacks into guesses my email. He guesses it, right? Because even if you steal my phone, there's no email associated with that phone. He guesses my email and then guesses the password for my email. And then, because this part is laziness on my part, as I use the same password for my Gmail and for the Gemini account, then he reads my email, tries that password in Gemini, tries to steal my fucking Bitcoin from, in this case, San Jose, California. Now, the time difference between the Seattle logon and the San Jose logon was like an hour or two, okay? And my next session was like 20 minutes after this. So as I said, when I emailed support at Gemini, I said, listen, I'm not on the West Coast. I've never been to the West Coast. I don't know anyone on the West Coast. They don't have access to my phones. They're not, they don't essentially it was screaming, shut it down, right? So like I said, Gemini froze my account until we could get it sorted out. And one of the ways, hilariously, that we got it sorted out is I had to do a hostage photo. They're like, because this Gemini account is old for me. You know what I mean? I had to do a hostage photo. So they said, take a picture showing your face. You got to have stuff written down on a piece of paper. You got to have your driver's license, and you got to hold it all up, and and send it to our secure Dropbox account. So this took a while. This took a couple of days, but did that. Anyway, since then I've learned of more than a few things about security. One of the things I learned is how to secure your Google account is these things right here. I didn't even know they existed. This is a security key. This key goes into your cell phone or your laptop and secures your account. So I can't log on. No one can get into my Gemini account anymore unless this key is inserted into this phone. It doesn't matter if you have my email. It doesn't matter if you have my password. Unless this physical device is in that physical device, you don't go any further. I didn't know security keys existed. This is from a company called Yubico. Right? These things cost about $55 each. And I have the one for my phone. I have other ones for the laptop. This is just a standard USB. Goes right into the laptop. So you got to have multiple ones. So I spent a couple $100 to get physical security. These things lock out hackers on the hardware level, which means they're locked out. Okay. So this is a big deal. Now, I didn't know about the data. I didn't know that data center was an NSA. Like I said, I got that from a guy on Twitter. One of my Twitter mutuals sent that to me. It freaked me out. Absolutely was freaking me out. And when I was trying to gain control of this, I was going out of my mind because I couldn't believe that this was going to happen to me twice. Back in October, I got conned out of 5.86 Bitcoin, right? And I was like, I can't believe it's twice this is going to happen to me, but I'm not that stupid and I'm not that unlucky. I'm just not. Like I said, I've been stupid and unlucky in my life, but 2 times in 6 months, no. And as I settled down over a few days, it occurred to me there were similar elements about these robberies. Google, YouTube, and Bitcoin. Now, the second time involved T-Mobile and a Utah phone SIM card thief. But the 3 main elements, Google, YouTube, and Bitcoin, that's not a coincidence. I posted something on, let me go back to Twitter. There's an article by a girl named Whitney Webb. She does all like deep dive stuff on, like she does like James Corbett would do, but she all the stuff about spooks and that intelligence people. And apparently now Wall Street and the intelligence communities are going to merge, in order to protect the dollar. What I think now, this is what I think happened. In October, I'm on YouTube. The algorithm knows that I search out Bitcoin content. I look at different Bitcoin channels. So they dangle a phony live stream at the bottom of my screen, right? Where there's a chat that has hundreds of messages in the chat, all of which are bots, but it makes it appear like things are actually happening. It's a live stream that was broadcast 3 days ago, but Google can't figure it out and can't stop them. And then there's a link to, I showed the link and, to, send us your Bitcoin, we'll send you back double. And you fall for it, or I fell for it. Okay. You could say that was dumb on my part. but more sophisticated than you think. After that happened, that's when I changed how I did things with Gemini, and that's why I have multiple different cold storage devices now. But I learned from that experience. But the feeling I had when I realized these guys added a fourth withdrawal wallet to my account, and somebody was trying to, I had the exact same feeling of like panic, out of control, like adrenaline dump. Like it's a crazy, crazy feeling. Like I have almost crashed motorcycles at like fucking 110, or like almost crashed at 110 and did not get as bad an adrenaline dump as I got this second time. But that's a machine that I feel like I'm in control of. Anyway, so, but this, and it finally settled down in my head that this is what they're doing. The NSA is protecting America, right? By protecting the US dollar, right? They're really not really protecting America. They're protecting the Federal Reserve. Okay. And they run these ops. The first one I think was like cast a wide net kind of thing. Like let's throw out the net and see what kind of fish we catch. But this last one on April 1st, that absolutely targeted me because of the stuff I was saying. I said, we're going to destroy the Federal Reserve, and we will. We will do this peacefully. We will do this non-violently, right? This is not, there will be no violence. There will be no guns. There will be no bombs. Not from our side at any rate. But buying Bitcoin is the most revolutionary act you can engage in. There is no way you can convince me otherwise. The Federal Reserve runs the US government entirely. They give the money to the elite level scumbags who donate to the politicians, who tell the cops and the NSA, the fucking bug man, who, by the way, you got outsmarted by a fucking high school dropout, bug man, sitting in your cubicle in fucking Utah. You lost to a high school dropout. You fucking worthless. What is you have pronouns in your fucking bio? Are you like you're a G and a J or some shit like that? You fucking piece of garbage. Your security fucking clearance should be downgraded. Your operation has failed and has been exposed to the public, okay? Because I'm going to keep talking about this. The NSA, through Google and YouTube, runs scams to steal Bitcoin from early adopters like myself. Because if people like us lose or get conned, if we get knocked off track, people who are not early adopters like you, everyone that hears me, think, oh my God, it's dangerous, it's scary, it's insecure, it's unstable, it's too volatile, and you stay away from it. That protects the dollar. That also allows their elite scumbags to scoop up a lot of fucking Bitcoin relatively cheap. But Bitcoin will replace the US dollar as the world reserve currency, guaranteed. Because they're going to lose and we're going to win. They're going to lose and we're going to win. I gotta go. Let's go back to Twitter, and let's see. Where's the one I sent to? This is a summary of 14 tweets, right? It's the title of which is "The Conclusion of the Long-Term Debt Cycle and the Rise of Bitcoin." It's a longer article. I think it's like 14 tweets. I'll try and get through it fairly quick. The guy says, 1, debt is cyclical. Buying something you cannot afford today means that you are spending more than you make. You are borrowing not only from the lender, but also from your future productivity. Increases buying power today at the expense of the buying power of your future self. Okay. Second tweet. This holds true both at the individual and at the macroeconomic levels. When an individual borrows money to consume or invest and does not receive a positive return, it decreases that person's future investment spending. So if you buy something, you buy stock and it goes down, you have less money to invest in the future, right? That seems fairly straightforward. The same framework applies to the economic system as a whole. Many people are familiar with the short-term debt cycle. What is far less understood is the long-term debt cycle and the implications of what can be done to resolve it. Over the last 40 years, interest rates have been in a secular downtrend, interest rates going down. The response to every slowdown in economic activity has been more monetary stimulus in various forms. First one is monetary policy. Broadly comes in three different forms. One, interest rate driven monetary policy, lower interest rates so that to encourage people to borrow more. Two, QE or printing money to buy financial assets, prop up real estate, stocks, gold, etc. Three, putting cash directly in the hands of the people. One is the most common and lowering interest rates is the most common and effective way to stimulate the economy. It raises the present value of assets, and makes it easier to buy items and invest with credit. And it reduces the amount of cash you need to service that debt. But when interest rates hit zero, you've got to switch to something else, okay? Then you start with QE. QE helps to reinflate the economy temporarily, but it is simply a short-term fix. QE is used to fix a debt problem, but all it does is enable and incentivize more credit expansion, exacerbating the existing problems and widening the wealth gap drastically. The second order effects of QE are seen across the country. Social unrest and political polarization grow in prevalence as people realize they are being cheated, but are not sure exactly how or why. The rise of socialist policies can be partially attributed to years or decades of easy monetary policy, warping the incentives and natural market process of capitalism. The only solution that policymakers and central bankers know is more monetary expansion or stimulus. He goes on, essentially, Bitcoin is the only answer. They're going to keep dumping money until nothing works anymore, until it stimulates nothing anymore. And in the meantime, as tax revenues fall, because everyone's broke, you know what I mean? Not only are individuals broke, corporations will be broke, states will be broke. And whatever money is left, the state will go after. Whatever assets are left, that's real estate, gold, whatever, they're going to come after. Socialism. You know, Donald Trump, we're not socialist. MAGA, we're American lover. We're not social. Trust me, you're fucking socialist. Because you're not, they can't stop this. They cannot stop printing the money. And they're going to have to find something to take in order to prop themselves up. It doesn't matter who's elected. Politics will go increasingly left. Period, end of story. You can blame it on brown people walking across the Rio Grande, but they're not the drivers of things. They're the fucking tail. They're the tail end of the fucking dog, or the tail of the fucking snake. They're at the end of this. They're not at the beginning of this. They drive nothing. They drive zero. Nothing. Money drives everything. Monetary policy and its effect on asset inflation, stock market going up, gold going up, whatever, and it'll work until it doesn't work. Here comes Weimar. Lots of people are talking about Weimar, and the only people are talking about the solution to Weimar. You have to have something that they cannot inflate away. You must have something they cannot inflate away. Where's the back? Let's get this. Let's show this. I've learned the secret to screenshots is to open the screenshot first. No, go back. Do it the other way. I don't want that one. I want another one. Stand by. That's what I want. And the cover. All right, here's share screen, Chrome tab. This tweet is from the U.S. Federal Reserve. It says racism and the economy. Racism and the economy. And the U.S. Federal Reserve is now in the business of fighting racism for economic justice. What do you think that means? That means wealth distribution, redistribution from those who have to those who have not. I've mentioned in the past that the average white American is worth about $156,000, give or take, average across the country, real estate, et cetera, et cetera. And the average black female is worth like negative $50. Well, how do you reconcile the two? You take a big chunk of that 150K from people who have it and give it to LaQuisha so she can spend it on weaves and she doesn't have to loot the fucking Target or the Target and the Caesar. Was it Pizza? Caesar's Pizza? Whatever, whoever they're looting in Minneapolis right now. They're actually pre-looting. They're not even waiting for the verdict. They're looting before. Foot Locker. People are joking that Foot Locker should change its name to Foot Looter because there's nothing locked up at Foot Locker. They're just, the glass drops and off you go. Target, there's a big fat Target on their back. So they're not even waiting for Derek Chauvin to be acquitted, in the overdosing death of the crackhead George Floyd, who held the gun on a Spanish woman while his fellow home invaders beat the crap out of her. So, like I said, they're not even waiting for the verdict. Or I think the Minneapolis thing was another good. Oh, I think it was a good boy, some good boy who got shot by a cop. He took the room temperature challenge and lost. The cop thought he was pulling his taser, or the cop shouted taser, but actually pulled his pistol. Ended up killing the guy. So that's why everybody gets free sneakers. Everybody gets free sneakers and whatever cheap clothing you can get from China, right? If the basketball Americans cannot rob the chopstick Americans directly, right? They can't beat them up and take their wallets like they're doing all over social media. If they can't do that, they'll steal the athletic shoes or sneakers, whatever you call them, and the clothing that are made in Asian sweatshops. They'll steal it via proxy. One way or another, the basketball Americans are stealing from the chopstick Americans. And you're not going to stop that. You're not going to stop that. So, anyway, I wish more people would show up here because I don't know if they're going to shut this channel down or what they're going to do. But I have that other channel too. You should subscribe to that because I kind of like the whole crew, whenever they show up, if they listen to this, to get the new channel. Which hint, if you look at the stream before this, 2 and 2, there's a comment on that last stream. If you clicked on that icon, that would be a link to the new channel. Wink, wink. Don't tell anyone. So that's that. I got some more notes here. So the bug man, right? A couple other things, but about my phone being hacked. Listen, it sounds. I don't care if it sounds fucking crazy. The NSA hacked my phone. Now I don't know how they get permission to do that. And when I say hacked, you understand they're not sitting all hours and hours hitting the keyboard like this. It's all the shit is software switches. Some guy gets permission, go into Google, access this, access that, open it up, doink, 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 it all just, because there's no fucking hours of hacking. They do this shit between their fucking morning coffee and their fucking lunch break. It's literally easier than falling off a log. But I'm sure there's levels of permissions that they have to go through first. And for the supervisor of whoever dickhead punched the fucking keys to do this, I want you to fire that motherfucker because his sloppy procedures have cost you, have embarrassed you and brought shame to all the high security professionals at the NSA because he fucked up and failed with every advantage, with stealth, billions of dollars in fucking technology and everything else, failed to steal my Bitcoin on the second time. Because first time, you know what? Fool me once, shame on you, right? There's not going to be a second time. There wasn't a second time. I fucking win. I win. And now I have a new mission in life, all right? My mission in life is to hit the buy button for Bitcoin as much as I can. Because every time I do that, I destroy the Federal Reserve just a little bit more. And I'm going to encourage everyone else to do this as much as you can. Jonathan Pohl, you talk about parallel institutions. What are we? Parallel institutions? There's going to be no fucking parallel institutions. As long as the money is controlled by Jacob Schiff and the Rothschilds, there ain't going to be no fucking parallel institutions. Okay? So that is, you are pissing up a rope. You are tilting in fucking windmills with that. Okay? That isn't going to happen. Okay? The parallel institutions is as fucking real as Frodo and his fucking gold ring that him and the hobbits have. It's not real. It's not going to happen. Human incentive. And there's tons of people with money, but they're not going to risk it. They don't want to become poor. They don't want to become like fucking me. Right? Which, by the way, if the NSA hadn't stole my 5.86 Bitcoin, I would have, how much would I have today? 350 at the current prices, because we're up over 60 again. 355,000 is what I would have. But I don't have that anymore. I don't even have close to that. I'm robbed by my own fucking government. I follow all the fucking rules, work hard, do everything, fucking invest. And when it starts to pay off, my own government fucking robs me. Yeah, I want to destroy the Federal Reserve. Peacefully, legally, peacefully, legally, peacefully. But we're going to fucking do that. We're going to fucking destroy you. We're going to make your fucking green pieces of paper worth less than toilet paper. I guarantee it. This is going to happen in my fucking lifetime. What happens when things go sideways? When people realize they're being cheated, when looting, it's not just, not just for Negroes anymore, not just for basketball people anymore. What next? What happens then? Well, bad shit. A lot of people imagine it's going to be Mad Max, people I'm in touch with, they think, this whole civilizational collapse thing, and civilization will collapse, but not in the way you think it is. It's not going to be Mad Max. Okay. And they think that, okay, well, the dollar will collapse and we'll all go back to trading like gold and silver coins. And that's not going to happen. Listen to me. That ain't going to fucking happen. Okay. Gold and silver, what the Chinese invented paper money, right? Back in Marco Polo's day, right? Marco Polo brought paper money to Europe in 1200, 1300, something like that. And the Europeans laughed and they just used to burn the pieces of paper. I remember seeing some made-for-TV movie where the guy who's playing Marco Polo says, this in the Bank of China is worth whatever, 1,000 gold guineas or something. And the guy puts it over a candle and he burns it and they all laugh. Ha, 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 ha. And Marco Polo's like, you have no idea what you've done. Well, paper money took a while because it was a new technology. It took a while to catch on because it's a new technology in a very low trust society. So it took a little while to kick in, but once it kicked in, it worked really good. The new technology is disruptive and people don't get it. That doesn't mean gold coins went out of fashion. Gold coins were still used in America up until the 1920s, right? But they're no longer currency today, and they're not going to be currency in the future, even if there's a collapse. Because if Mad Max happens, the Mad Max fantasy, like it's going to be Mad Max, I'm going to be walking down the road with my fucking leather jacket and my little dog. I'm going to have my V8 supercharged police car, whatever the fuck Mel Gibson had. And, I'm going to shoot people and I'm not have to get arrested or whatever. Okay, if it gets that bad, everywhere else on the planet has to be dead. That is to say, the nation states all must be destroyed. Because if we go Mad Max and there's another nation state or enough of a nation state still functional, they're going to come and take us over. So Mad Max, because you think you can have an economy based on trading gold and silver coins, like explain that. Explain how you have a gold, let's say this is like a American gold double eagle, right? Okay, what's it worth? I don't know. Is it worth a glass of milk? Is it worth a fucking sandwich? What's it worth? And if you say, well, I only want a glass of milk and a sandwich, you're not giving up the whole gold coin for that. Someone has to give you back change. I don't know how many silver coins or how the fuck are you going to do this? And then you're going to check to see if it's fucking real. There will be no economy. There'll be no civilization. Forget about it. It's not going to happen. So, and anybody who's above that level is going to win, so Mad Max is going to be, you're going to end up being a slave to somebody else. That fantasy, I don't mean to be argumentative, but that is absolutely not going to happen. whatever nation state is still around, the strongest one that is not America will take over the world. Yeah, but that's I've settled down quite a bit from the 10 or 12 days when this happened to me. But understand, as like guys like Tom Anderson will point out that on Twitter, there's these crappy fucking accounts that are like, they're big Bitcoin scammers. They're like, oh, thank you, Elon Musk, for this initiative. And they have a fake Tesla account. And there's all different, like the big Bitcoin accounts, they get this all the time. They get people copy their names. And they're like, hey, report these guys, they're scammers. Those get, nobody loses Bitcoin to them. It's the more sophisticated ones. I like to think it was more sophisticated that I fall for. But the ability to put a scam right at the bottom of my feed when I'm scrolling through YouTube, who has the power to do that? I mean, do you really think there's a little East European guy with a cigarette? Yes, I'm angry that Soviet Union is collapsing, so I become cyber thief to destroy the West. I sit here like this, hitting keyboard for 17 hours straight, and then I drink Coca-Cola and in this damp basement. Really, that's what you that's Hollywood bullshit. That's not how it fucking works. It's some bug man whose pronouns are Z and Zay. Yes, queen, yes. That's literally who it is. And they get permission, and they go click, 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 and it all fucking opens for them. It's not hacking. They have access. Google gives them access to everything if they have the right permissions. That's the way computer shit works. So somebody somewhere decided they were going to teach me a lesson. They got lucky because I was lazy with my passwords. Those days are over. Everything is security keys. Security keys, security keys. All right, if you got, this is for PC. This is the 5 November Foxtrot Charlie. And if you got an Android device, it is 5 Charlie November Foxtrot Charlie. Cost about $50 a piece. And you got to think to yourself, what is your life worth? Because one of the biggest fears I had, especially after I realized that this guy sent me this NSA thing, is I'm freaking out thinking, fuck, next thing they're going to put fucking kiddie porn on my fucking computer. Like the guy, the shooter in Las Vegas. Do you remember the Las Vegas shooter, that guy? There's only one picture of him like this, holding a drink. You see his fucking throat. His brother got kiddie porn on his computer. Like that fucking, that's got to be their ultimate shot. But luckily this laptop is not connected to the internet at all when I'm not streaming on it. So that's probably a big plus. And 2, I'm not opening any fucking email with any fucking attachments that I never fucking seen before. And in fact, even if I do know you, I'm probably going to delete the fucking email anyway, because I didn't want to fucking look at it. But that's their ultimate shot. Now, why do they do that? Because you get pinched, you never get arrested before, they throw you in a cell, and you got a fucking pedo jacket on, and you're going to be fighting every motherfucker in that facility. So, and if you survive that, by the time you get to trial, they say, well, just plead guilty and we'll let you go. You'll fucking plead guilty. You know what I mean? Because you're like, I don't want to go back into that fucking hellhole. So that's my big fear. And if you fear that, if you think, hey, you know what? These people are just that scummy that they would do that to anyone. Maybe you should get some security keys. Get some security keys. You learn how to set them up on your account, and then you sleep peacefully. You don't worry that Igor, the East European hacker like this in the dank basement in Romania is tapping, because that motherfucker don't exist. He's Igor, the fucking angry communist super hacker, does not exist, right? The communist super hacker works for the fucking NSA, and he's not a super hacker. He logs on, gives this permission, hits this series of keys at that fucking screen, and it all opens up for him. It's as easy as falling off a log. And they still failed because I fucking caught them and I locked them out. I keep my fucking money. I keep my fucking Bitcoin. Fuck you. I win, you fucking lose. And now I have a new mission in life. And I swear to fucking God, I will fucking eat ramen fucking noodles. I will fucking, whatever I got to do, I will buy nothing. Or I will buy the cheapest version of that fucking thing I can find in order to have more fucking dollars that I can fucking throw away so I can buy Bitcoin. People don't seem to want to hear this, but I don't care anymore. I don't care to make any more arguments. Human incentive and human motivation is relatively narrow. Okay, it's not like Kevin Michael Grace was like, people don't fight wars over places; they fight wars over ideology. And that's another thing. Kevin Michael Grace, anybody on social media these days, at this point, my attitude is champions are made on a fucking pile of fucking challengers. Right? Every champion in anything stands on a pile of fucking dead bodies, all of whom are challengers. Right? Everybody challenges the fucking champ, and if you don't knock them out, down you fucking go. And that's the way it's going to be with me on social media with fucking arguing with people. Kevin Michael Grace with his bullshit, and I fucking slammed him. You fucking Jew-loving fucking salvation anxiety motherfucker. You love the devil's children, and you know that God knows it. That's why you have salvation anxiety. Me, who I don't even believe in God, but let's say God fucking exists, and I got to stand in front of him. If I got to stand in front of God, motherfucker, if this guy's a fair guy, I got no problems. I'm in like fucking Flynn. But Kevin Michael Grace knows that no matter how much he tries to hide it, he's in love with the fucking devil's children. In love with them. And he knows it's going to fucking cost him in the end. I'm not going to dance around your fucking sacred cows. I'm not going to be fucking nice to you. I'm just not doing it. You know what I mean? So unfriend me, unfollow me, whatever you need to do, go somewhere else. But yeah, it's going to be a fucking war, and there's going to be casualties. Those casualties are going to be your feelings. You know what I mean? Your feelings, your precious fucking beliefs, all that shit. I'm no longer gonna dance on eggshells around it. And if somebody's dumb enough to fucking cross me, I'm going to fucking destroy you. I'm going to humiliate you. I'm going to make you stick your fucking head in the oven and turn the fucking gas on and gas yourself. You know, that's going to be the easiest, softest way out for you. Here I'm a little bit. I'm going an hour and 2 minutes. It's still only technically one person in the chat. OV now reporting back. He got here first. Like, how do I not figure like that? I get attacked by the NSA. The $60 a month SIM card thief from Utah, wink, wink, like Utah's not full of dumb fucking goobers. And trust me, I know Utah's full of dumb goobers because they kill themselves all the fucking time. And their body parts get sent to fucking a facility not far from where I live. And I move those boxes. My friend moves those boxes. You know, and every box, wherever it comes from, has a fucking label. You'd be stunned at how many people come from fucking Utah that kill themselves. You'd be stunned. So the Utah's full of super hackers. Again, they're going to hack my phone line like I'm not going to notice, but yeah, whatever. And then they're not going to charge me for their new iPhone. No, because I guess they're thoughtful. I don't know. They're like some kind of fucking moralistic thief, right? And so they're not going to charge me for the new phone line, and they're going to sweet talk the clerk into not charging the device transfer fee, right? They're going to do all that, but then they're going to steal my Bitcoin. But only after they guessed what my fucking email was. They perfectly guessed somehow, some way, my fucking email, and then the fucking password. Yeah, I believe that could happen. No, I don't believe that could happen. So, will they come down to a level as low as I am? Yeah, they will. You know, and you have to consider that. That's why you got to have security keys. If you don't lock up your digital life, you are going to be in serious trouble. Where's my that's the log on San Jose. You know, this was, I will show this. April 5th of 71. This is under executive order of the president on or before May 1st. But this was printed on April 5th. This was the day that they revoked or made legal Americans' ability to own gold again. That's Bitcoin's birthday is April 5th. Okay. That's why you'll see a lot of Bitcoin stuff. Happy birthday, Satoshi Nakamoto. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. The guy who designed Bitcoin released it, gave it its birthday on the same day that Americans were allowed to own hard money again. So in terms of, there were symbolic meanings and stuff like that. There's a specific reason why he did that. A specific reason why he picked April 5th as Bitcoin's birthday. I wanted to do a stream on that, but obviously that whole fucking plan got fucked because on April 1st, I found myself in a bit of a shitstorm. But understand, they have confiscated things in the past. In 1933, they confiscated your gold. In 2033, what will they confiscate from you? Remember, the Federal Reserve is here to fight racism. It's supposed to be, keep the economy going and keep unemployment low. But if 100 years ago, or slightly less than 100 years ago, they took your gold, what will they take from you in the next 12 years? The next 3 presidential cycles? What will they take? How much will they tax you? What will they take from you in order to end racism? Systemic racism. Every time some good boy who didn't do nothing mixes it up with the police, or God forbid, a civilian, and then another city gets looted and another city gets looted, and the tax base in cities plummets and they can't keep the lights on and they can't keep the water flowing into water pipes over the next 12 years. It's not getting better. No one's going to come to save you. You have to save yourself. You can run around with gold bars and silver coins in your pocket, but I think that's profoundly unwise. You need something that's very difficult or nearly impossible for them to take from you. Now, as we all know, I'm stupid and unlucky, not once, but twice. Well, once I was stupid and unlucky. The second time I won. You need something that can be passed on to someone else, your progeny, your family, whatever, that they can't fucking steal. Now I got 3 viewers. Who's the 3 viewers? Put a message in the chat. Let me know somebody's here because I'm getting disheartened. And you missed the first hour of the fucking show, which was all the good stuff. And now everything I say, now I back down to NSA brought me back down to 1 viewer. I'm down to 1 viewer. Yeah, I believe that. I'm going to look even crazier than I was looking. But anybody wants to debate me, I'll debate you. I will debate anybody, anytime, anywhere, as to what are the drivers of human behavior and what is driving current events right now, and will continue to drive current events. I'll debate anybody, anytime, any fucking where. But understand, listen, if you want to, and I'll be a civilized person. I'll be as civilized as I was with Norvin, even more civilized. Okay. However, if you start moving the goalposts, if you start changing definitions, if you start trying to talk faster, trying to talk over me, well, then you know what's going to happen, right? It's going to end badly for you. Lieutenant Kilgore, hey, welcome to the show. Ovi told me to come here because you are a lonely boomer. Yes. Very sad. Look at the tears. He said, come on the stream, and he has a mad Irishman on. Yeah, OV, this is like Ali Frazier 3. Like, how many times can I beat this fucking guy? You know what I mean? It's like, it's not, and I understand that there's a bunch of lonely cops over on OV's fucking Fed streams, and they're like, hey, let's get this guy he drinks a lot. Let's get him. He drinks on camera. So let's get him to say something stupid and, pull out a firearm and fucking, do some stupid shit so we can get him on interstate fucking threat charges over phone lines or something. I get that. Like, you guys just suck. Like, you suck so fucking bad. You know what I mean? You even against 85 IQ fucking trailer trash, you can't even get. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Mentally ill people, drug addicts. You got to plant fucking. You know what I mean? You gotta like make the bomb for these people and then buy the van for them. Jesus Christ. You listen. They're not fighting. They're talking about basketball Americans not listening to lawful orders. They never do. You know what I mean? They never do. And this is going to continue until you know it gets replaced. You missed the whole first hour of the show. All this is driven by monetary policy. You know, they're using the last levers of monetary policy, and it's going to go badly. Hyperinflation is coming. What you see now in Minneapolis or whatever is going to be scaled up very, very big in the next few years. Your dollars are going to become worthless. It's going to become Weimar. And you're going to have, if you don't protect yourself now, you're not going to protect yourself. Right now, Bitcoin is at $60,000, $60,600 or something when I started this stream an hour ago. So we're right near all-time highs again. We went to 61, crashed to 43, hung in the mid-50s for from February 19th to April 10th, so almost 2 months, right? Just hanging around, going sideways. There's going to be a move up very, very, very soon into, I don't know, mid-70s or something like that. Who knows? Or higher. And, you know, it's going to go up and then it's going to crash again. It's going to crash to 65. And everyone's going to say, it's over, it's over. But we are winning, and we're going to win faster and bigger than anyone can imagine. And you don't see that yet. That's why the NSA attacked my fucking phone. And my Gmail and my fucking Gemini account, I stopped them there. They didn't get anything. But the Bugmen lose and the fucking Chads fucking win. I just bought a bench today, by the way. I got it for Craigslist. I bought a bench for $20, a fucking weight bench for $20. And I had to drive to this nice old neighborhood in North Jersey called Old Tappan. And the kid that came out, he was like, you could smell the soy coming off him. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be like a senior citizen because the bench was like one of those old. It's not a super good bench, but it's a bench. I need a bench in my apartment, and it's like something you would buy in Sears in the mid '70s, whatever. It's covered with vinyl and whatever. But listen, I need a bench. I got to do seated good mornings. I got to do some other things, and you know, $20. Most of the times, most of the benches you look for, if you're looking to buy one, even if you're looking on Craigslist, they're like $90, $100, $150, $200. I'm not spending that fucking money. I'm going to get a bench for $20. Now I had to drive 45 miles to get it and 45 miles back and pay some tolls, but still, probably I got a weight bench, which I can use for a number of exercises for about maybe $35. And every penny I saved from not buying. These overtoes. I've been doing that stuff for 8 weeks now. It's part of. I've been changing that up a lot because I sit all the time on my job, and I sit and I drive all the time. So yeah, all that KOT stuff. I've been doing that for weeks. You know, walking backwards with ankle weights on, all kinds of shit. Part of the reason why I wanted a bench is because he advocates an exercise called a seated good morning, right? Seated good morning is when you fold forward and then come back up like this. Okay, you can do it as a squat, standing, but then your hips move and stuff. If you keep your hips stable and immobile on a bench, just your upper body moves. So just from your back of your head to your hips, you know, just the spine moves and all the muscles of the spine work. Now I was doing that. I live on the second floor of my apartment. I was doing that just sitting on the top steps, holding a couple of dumbbells and going, you know, and I could get my legs pretty parallel. But the problem is the dumbbells, like my feet are down 2 steps. I'm trying to push the dumbbells out on the eccentric face. And I'm fucking hitting the dumbbells on the steps. And this building's fucking old. It's built in the 40s. So my fucking stairs are squeaking and shit. And it's fucking very annoying. A squat rack for $75. Yeah, I mean, you just keep your eyes open for stuff. And, you know, lazy people who don't want to lift, who don't want to exercise, who don't have a commitment to being healthy, those people, they will buy expensive shit, like the best, because I have to have the best. And you can get like primo equipment for very few dollars, like, fractions of what it would cost you otherwise. So, yeah, so I'm happy I got a bench. And I even figured out I got a couple of bands, or actually exercise tubes, resistance tubes. I figured out how to use them. With that knees over toes guy, there's an exercise where how can I show it on my hand? You kind of start on your toes. You start on the ball of your foot, and I can't show it with my arm, but you start on the ball of your foot and you move your knee backwards, right? You start knees over toes and you drive your heel towards the floor. He showed some woman who did this with bands and in a gym somewhere. And I'm like, I got one of those stupid tubes, and I wrapped it around the fucking railing at the top of my stairs, but it's just about knee height. It's a little bit higher. But I just have a big fucking loop. I put my leg through it. I step back until there's tension, get up on the ball of my feet, and I drive my heel backwards, straightening my leg out against resistance. And it's resistance both ways. It's resistance going back. And then when I get back into the start position, there's resistance that way too. So, yeah, I've been doing that stuff. Really excited by that guy. I've been sharing that stuff on other social media, different people I know. Really good stuff. Excellent stuff. So, because 70% of the muscles on the human body are in the legs and in the back. Okay? 70. So, if you're working out and you're not exercising the 70% of the biggest muscles on your body, you're not getting strong. You know what I mean? If you're only working the 30% that people can see in the front, you're expending enormous effort for relatively small gains, and two, take a look around at people who lift, join gyms, whatever. It all falls all apart for them. You're focusing on the 30% that people can see and ignoring the 70% that really matters. Guys like KOT, that kid Ben Patrick. And the people that influenced him, Poliquin and all these other guys, focus on different aspects of the human body. They focus on the 70% that makes you strong. That's why they're pro athletes. That's why they set all the records and stuff, because they focus on the part that works, not the part that looks pretty. So really like that kid. Like I said, I've been sharing that stuff on social media with a bunch of different people, and a couple of people, at least one person I know, has said, absolutely, I'm going to do that. Especially if you're the modern lifestyle, you're sitting a lot, all the muscles of posture, your spine, everything critically important. And, as more and more communistical people take over our government and get in charge of medical care, do you think holding the opinions you hold, right? And all the social media, they'll be able to scan your social media and see that you're like a crazy right-wing person. Do you think they're going to give you like state-sponsored medical care when they think you're a Nazi white supremacist? You're going to be fucked. So instead of being fucked right now, one, get strong, right? Which is never a bad thing. Get strong, sleep better, okay? Be happier and calmer generally with everything, right? By regularly exercising your body. And don't be in a position where you have to beg some Soviet or 21st century Soviet commissar for a fucking knee replacement or a hip replacement or whatever. They wouldn't even give you a cane. They won't give you a wooden fucking cane. They'll tell you to go fuck yourself. They'll kick you down the fucking stairs. So you don't want to be in that position. Be smarter now. Get stronger now. Get stronger in ways that will last, it's me, and I'm doing everything on the cheap. You want to talk about knees over? This is the knees over. I saw the knees over toes guy, and he has the thing that they call the slant board, right? It's a slanted wooden board you stand on, which essentially puts your heel in the air and your toes towards the ground. And I'm like, I looked at that thing. It's like $100. Oh, I'm not fucking spending that. But in my closet, not this closet behind me, the other one in the next room, because I work on my own car and I change my own oil and stuff. And there's on the property that I live on, the apartment complex that I live on, I'm off street. I just come into one of the parking lots. I bought those plastic ramps called Rhino ramps that you get like at Pep Boys for like, I don't know, $25 or $35. So you put the ramps underneath your tires and you drive up and you can get underneath your car, because I have a little Toyota car. So I can get under there, get to the oil filter, drop it, drain my oil, do an oil change. You know what I mean? Drop the waste oil off back at Pep Boys, but whatever. There's these, I don't know, polymer, it's plastic ramps that hold 5,000 pounds. They certainly hold my little Toyota, but they're ramps and they can stack one on top of each other and they can fit in my fucking closet. And I had those, and I'm watching that knees over toes guy do all this stuff on a slant board. I'm like, what the? And I'm like, fuck, I got those fucking ramps in the fucking closet. I was like, why can't I do that shit? You know? So I was like, why can't I do what that guy's doing on the ramps that I already have? Why do I got to spend $100? So if you want to say, if you don't want to spend $100 on the slant board, go to Pep Boys or AutoZone or whatever and find those plastic Rhino ramp. They're called Rhino ramps. Now you can't adjust them though. I don't know what the angle is. The angle is whatever the angle is. But for $35, you can have two of those things. You know what I mean? Which will support however fat your fat ass is. And you don't have to spend $99 and wait 6 weeks for shipping. You know? So and that stuff is ridiculously good. I've been doing that for like 6 to 8 weeks now. You know what I mean? On my stairs, I walk backwards down my stairs. I walk backwards up my stairs. I do all kinds of shit like that. So making that work because, one, I like to be strong. You know, I'd rather be stronger than weaker. I sleep better, and I'm not disgusted with myself when I step out of the shower. So, but all of this sort of thing, this type of self-reliance, this type of taking responsibility for everything you can take responsibility for, gives you power and control over your life. And for me, Bitcoin gives you power and control over your economic life, and for everyone else as well. You can't even argue this. Like you can't even argue this. When Elon Musk publicly dumps $1.5 billion of Tesla's balance sheet into Bitcoin, and they say privately he put $3.5 billion of his own money in, or more. So he actually owns like something closer to 6 billion, 1.5 publicly with Tesla, but in this private pocket. Pardon me. There's rumors that he owns quite a bit more. And amongst Bitcoin people, and I am the most toxic Bitcoin maximalist you can be. There's a little joke, and this is the joke. The joke is, how do you convince someone to put 100% of their assets into Bitcoin? And this is the joke. You convince them to put 1% of their assets into Bitcoin, and you wait. Because everything else, this guy, Michael Saylor, which I share a lot of videos from him, the first guy who put $425 million into Bitcoin and now controls about $2 billion worth of Bitcoin at current prices. Michael Saylor has pointed out that inflation, right, which is running at 20 or 25%, is eventually going to catch everybody. Every business, the reason why the stock market's going to crash is because General Motors cannot raise its prices 25%. AT&T cannot raise its prices 25%. Time Warner Cable cannot raise it. Like all these publicly traded companies cannot raise their prices 25% a year, every year, and stay in business. Those corporations are going to go out. And those rich people know this. They're going to see this. Fuck, everything's overextended. Everything's over leveraged, meaning too much debt, not enough cash flow. Everything is like this. My company's going to collapse. I'm not going to be a rich guy anymore. Fuck, what do I do? What do I do with this? And all these companies have these big piles of cash. All these big piles of cash have to go somewhere. Where are they going to go? Real estate? Well, it might work, but a cop might shoot Deontay my good boy shithead may take the fucking room temperature challenge some night against the local police department, and then guess what? The whole city burns. So where do you buy real estate? Like, do you buy gold? Like, how do you custody the gold? Like, what do you do? They're going to choose Bitcoin, because the internet's not going anywhere. Electricity's not going anywhere. Okay. They're going to choose Bitcoin. That's what they're going to do to keep their corporations alive so that they can stay CEO of something. They want to stay at the CEO level. I deliver parts. I deliver parts for private jets. I see these people. Their primary skill in life is maintaining their status or increasing their status. That's their primary skill in life. And whether they understand this the way I describe it or the way others describe it, if they see the Rothschilds and the ethnic hatred, or they just say, gee whiz, central bankers always seem to get it wrong. I don't care how they see it. I don't care how they see it. I don't care what ideology anyone has anymore. The people at the top want to stay at the top. And when cash is inflating and at 25% a year, 25% a year, because it's racial justice. Remember, the Federal Reserve, as I showed earlier in the stream, they're now committed to racial justice. What the fuck does that mean? Giving free money to black people so LaQuisha can buy more fucking weaves? You know what I mean? So Popeye's chicken sandwiches can fucking sell through the fucking roof. You know what I mean? So you can sell hot sauce and table salt. Like, what is the value of that? All right, Kilgore's getting crypto. What do I think about Monero? Everything is shit compared to Bitcoin. I said I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. It is Bitcoin and nothing else. Bitcoin came from zero. It had zero value. People used to give it away. They used to give it away. So the story of somebody gave 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas is a true story. Okay? There were websites where if you just signed up to the website, they would send you 5 Bitcoins for free. Not kidding. All crypto, all of it. Ethereum, Cardano, Monero, Litecoin, fucking Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, all of that, they're all exit scams. They're a group of people, a centralized group of people who are going to release something that has a something, and they hire somebody to write a white paper, and they're holding X number of units, right? And then they release it to the public, you buy it, you know what I mean? When you buy it, they exit. You know what I mean? They bought in before at 1,000,000 to 1. They sell it to you at 10,000 to 1, and how much did they make? They're all exit scams. They're all shit. They're all shit. Again, to return to St. Michael of the Saylor, right? Michael Saylor. Bitcoin has gone from $0 to $1 trillion faster than any publicly traded company on the planet Earth. Microsoft took 52 years to go from nothing, IPO, to $1 trillion valuation, right? Apple took 42 years to go from whatever it debuted at to $1 trillion of value. Okay. Google took 26 years. Google, which is the alphabet company, the NSA and all the alphabet agencies pouring all the taxpayer dollars into this, and Sergey Brin, the Russian Jew. And right, it took Google 26 years to go to get $1 trillion of valuation. Right now, Bitcoin sits at $1 trillion of valuation with no help from no one. And it did it in 12 fucking years, faster than any publicly traded company, aided by the government, aided by Madison Avenue marketers, aided by Wall Street, aided by stock hustlers. All of that help that they had, and Bitcoin still outstripped them. Who's going to win in the long run? Monero is an exit scheme. Right now, all crypto's in a parabolic phase. We're in that 4-year, everything goes up like a roller coaster, like climbing up the side of a mountain. A lot of it's going to crash. A lot of it's going to crash. There's no, most of the arguments against Bitcoin are crap and can be blown out in seconds. But buy Bitcoin and, nothing else. If you've got an extra $50, put it in Monero. You know what I mean? I bought, in terms of leftover money, there's a token called BAT, Basic Attention Token, which is from the guy who made the Brave browser, which is a Chrome variant of Chrome. But the Brave browser, I can't remember who that guy is. They call it the Basic Attention Token. So if you activate that in the corner of your screen, like every time you watch an advertisement, depending on how many advertisements you watch, you get so many credits of this token, and then you can get something from it. That is likely to be the advertising model going forward. That is to say, at some point when all this crashes, the advertising model is going to be, you click on an advertisement and you're going to allow the advertiser to mine Bitcoin using part of your processor power while you watch the advertisement, right? And you won't be charged anything. That's that. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand that? So an advertiser is going to have to come up with something that an enormous pool of people really want to see, and it's going to have to borrow part of the processing power of 35 million fucking cell phones, whatever they're going to look like 10 years from now, to mine a little bit of Bitcoin to pay for the advertisement. No one's going to pay for advertisement anymore. Because again, at 20-25% inflation every year, what are you going to advertise? What can people afford to spend money on? The over-leveraged means too much debt, not enough cash to service the debt. What happens when it all crashes? And it's going to crash. It's going to crash. They're lowering wages as much as they can, making people like me, contract people, gig workers, whatever, as many as they can, while increasing the debt. A wider and wider, an inverted pyramid, more and more debt at the top against a smaller and smaller cash flow at the bottom. This is going to crash. It's going to tip over one way or the other, guaranteed. Matter of fact, motherfucker, when I drive to Dulles, you get like you're 14 miles out from the airport. There's a 2-lane access road that's just for the airport, right? There's a 2-lane access road, and then there's there's a train on the side of it. Anyway, the old Dulles is, or Loudoun County, I should say, not really Dulles. Loudoun County is where everything's at. Google has a building down there, and the Google building is like an inverted pyramid. I always give it the finger when I go by. I realize it's an empty symbolic gesture, but still, I especially did it, especially after fucking April 1st, especially. But now, with my, this key keeps my Google account locked, keeps it secure. Nobody gets to fuck with my email. Nobody gets to put kiddie porn on my fucking anywhere. I am much more secure. And these security keys, USB devices, like I said, this one is for Android devices. This one is for laptops or any USB, laptop, desktop. The company, I don't make a nickel off this. The company is called Yubico. It is an American/Swedish company. So all you Nordic type dudes who are into horned helmets and chainmail shirts, you can get these devices. I ordered these as soon as I found out about them. I got them in 3 days. They say 1 to 4 day shipping. I got mine in 3 days. And then you plug it into you go to Google settings, security, add security device, add security key. And then it'll tell you, put in the security key, and you click. I don't know if you can see that little gold dot. It like lights up in the center. It lights up. It says click security key. And then that registers the security key. You need at least two. Because if this one gets lost or damaged, what are you going to do? You're fucked, right? Like I said, they're about $50, $55 each, and they lock everybody out except you. And this gives you absolute control over your digital life, and you need that. Now, I didn't even know. Apparently, these things have been around since at least 2018. I didn't even know they fucking existed. They've probably been around since 2015. You have to buy these and lock your Google account so no one can fuck with you. You lock your Facebook, lock all of this shit, lock it down. You may think, well, I'm a nobody and I'm a nothing. if you hold opinions like extreme right-wing opinions like I do, they're going to come fuck with you. They did it twice. First time they fucking raped me for 5.86 Bitcoin. That, like I said, would be worth today $355,000. I would have that if I didn't get cut, if I didn't fall for an NSA op. Now the second time, you know the screen where you sign into your Google account. Yeah, I know. Listen, that's part of the problem is you use the Chrome browser, and someone in law enforcement has access to that. They just go into Google, whatever. There's a Google. They have a screen. Enter Google. You know, law enforcement. Enter here. You know, what's your password? What's your access level? Whose account do you want to fuck with? They don't say it that way. And then you just boom, 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 boom. They just go right in. And they can see you every time you let Google save your password, they just fucking look at that. They just open it up and look at that. It's not a crazy hacker, you know, I hate the fact that Soviet Union fell to capitalism. I will hack. That's bullshit. That's Hollywood bullshit. That's a script written for fucking Hollywood. That's not true. It's a bug man in a cubicle getting a government fucking paycheck for doing almost nothing and destroying the lives of everyday Americans. And people like me and others, I'm sure, who are less emotionally stable, because I've had a bunch of nasty shocks. Listen, I was in an orphanage when I was a kid. There's a bunch of fucking shit. Suicides in my family, a bunch of things. And I'm a stable, normal person because the stresses I had were enough to make me hard, but not enough to break me, okay? And some people break a lot easier than others. Why that is, I don't really know. But I've been pushed, but not broken. And that is critical. Anybody can be broken. Pushed hard enough, pushed in the right place, anybody can be broken. But it's tougher with certain people than others. And why that is, I don't know. So when a government, you take all your labor, all your money, like, oh, I'm going to do this Bitcoin thing. Oh, boy, you know, that's going to be great. And they fucking steal it from you. And it destroys your fucking mind. It destroys your confidence, not just for you, right? It's a digital kill for you because you got conned out of your Bitcoin. But everyone around you who's like, hey, he was talking about the Bitcoin thing. And he got robbed. Yeah, that's no good. I don't want that. Oh, he got scammed. It's a scam. It's a Ponzi. It's a whatever. And it doesn't matter if they get it wrong. And you're not going to be in the mood after you've lost your fucking stack. You're not going to be in the mood to tell people, listen, I fucked up on a personal level. I did stupid shit. But that's, you know, that doesn't invalidate the idea. Anyone can lose their wallet. Anyone can lose their ATM card, right? You can give your personal details to someone online and they can, she's a beautiful girl from Russia. She's in love with me. And that's why I gave her my credit card and she bought, you know, whatever the fuck, a new Mercedes on your credit card in Russia. Like stuff like, you know, mail order brides or whatever. Like people go, yeah, women are bitches and they con dudes out of money. And they did think nothing of it. They'll have sympathy for you. But like this Bitcoin thing, well, you were talking about something crazy and weird and you lost all your money. So that must mean it's a bad thing because most people have shitty fucking reasoning skills, really shitty reasoning skills. So, yeah, listen, Bitcoin only, you know what I mean? If you're so well set, if you got such a stack of fucking coin of Bitcoin that you can do whatever you want. You want to dump $5 or $10 grand or $2,000 into some hinky fucking exit scam called Monero or Cardano or Sushi or fucking whatever the fuck, go ahead. But I'm not in that position, okay? I am not in that position. I have a limited number of years where I can keep working, you know what I mean? Before hyperinflation hits and then we got to fucking see what happens. And so I don't have time to fuck around. I'm not a trader. I'm not a market guy. Nobody makes money that way. The ExxonMobil Corporation, you know, when the Rockefellers, after they made their first million, they didn't say, all right, fuck this oil thing. Let's diversify. No, they stuck with fucking oil. Same thing with Bitcoin. You're making money in Bitcoin. And there were at least, from this channel, 5 people I know that whether I was the primary influence or not, They all got into Bitcoin and they are all in profit, every single one of them. And now I'm so scared OPSEC wise that I don't want to mention their names. But some of them are West Coast people, some of them I don't know where they're from. So a bunch of people, and one of them publicly thanked me, said, listen, thanks for getting me into this because I'm up 300%. And again, I don't want to say the guy's name because that's how fucking OPSEC fucking spinning wheels backwards I'm getting. People who have taken this advice, maybe they were on the cusp already and I just nudged them a little bit. You know what I mean? Or you could make me out to be like a mighty hero who pulled them out of a burning building. I don't know. But the people who have done this, who've listened to what I say, have profited. They have a brighter future of more opportunities than those who shit all over what I have to say. And so, one, I want to focus on the people who are willing to listen. That's why I don't want to waste my breath. But two, you got to understand, if the person you're listening to is not offering you useful advice that's for real in your life, why are you listening to them? Do you have that much free time? Because for me, I'm 55 years old, bro. I know I look younger. Everybody tells me I look younger, but I'm 55 years old. There's more life behind me than there is in front of me. So, you know what? A lot of things I don't think are funny. A lot of things I don't want to waste my fucking time on. I can see what's coming. A lot of people can see what's coming. I'm not the only one talking about hyperinflation. I'm not the only one talking about Weimar. I may be the slowest in terms of security, right? I was like, nobody mentions these fucking things. You know, they say like, change your passwords frequently. They tell you stupid shit. Nobody tells you for $100, you can lock down your fucking digital life and be secure. Nobody tells you that, right? But I'm telling you that. It's going to cost you a few bucks, but it's going to save your fucking ass. You know, if for nothing else, it will save you from being confused with somebody else. You know, keep you out of the internet drama. So you're a Bitcoin person, you're not a Bitcoin person. I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? I hope you enjoy dumpster diving, you know, especially at an advanced age. I hope you enjoy dumpster diving and standing in line for government food, because I'm not living that way. And Michael Saylor, right? It's called the YubiKey. Here. This is the specific device, right? This is for Android phones, right? 5 Charlie, November 5 Charlie. Okay, that's the company Yubico. All right, this is the one for laptops, or this is standard USB. It's for laptops or desktops, right? This one is 5 November Foxtrot Charlie. Okay. These are 100% worth it. So the way this works, say I want to go to my Gemini account and look at how much Bitcoin I have, right? I've since changed my email address from the one that was hacked. Oh yeah, by the way, I got to show you this. I meant to show this. So my one Gmail was hacked. Where is it? Yo, what's up? Oh, I forgot to do that. Oh man, I can't believe that. All right, so after I got control of my Gemini account and switched my email from, it used to be jmanos18. I'll give you the fucking email now because it doesn't make a difference. My email that the $60 a month phone SIM card thief from Utah, the Goober state, managed to somehow magically figure out that my email address was jmanos18charlie@gmail.com. Somehow they managed to intuit this, maybe through psychic means, maybe because they built the pyramids, who fucking knows. Then they figured out my fucking password, right? So I switched to my old Gmail account from my old YouTube channel, which that email address is, and I'll give it to you because it doesn't make, I changed the password twice on it. My Gmail address is jmanos195@gmail.com. So after I locked these guys out, after I locked out the $60 a month SIM card thief from Utah or San Jose or Seattle or wherever he goes, because this guy moves around a lot during lockdown, even in lockdown states, right? California's locked down, but this guy's whatever. He's flying around using my $60 fucking phone service from T-Mobile. Here's the email I got. Oh, yeah. Here's the email I got from the 195 address. Here's the email I got from the 195 address. All of a sudden, this email that I almost never use gets this. It's like, hey, J Manos 195. It's me, Jen. Remember me? Remember me? Dude, are you seriously? Look up. So all of a sudden, the blonde chick, this is the standard NSA, I don't know, computer generated, like, oh, look, I'm a hot blonde girl. By the way, this her name actually named Jen, like, Jenny, I got your number. You are the NSA. Jenny, I got your number. You can get fucked all night and day. You can get fucked all night and day. Yeah, Jenny, I got your number, hon. I really do. I really, really, really do. Again, Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore, I don't know how you made it through officer candidate school at West Point, which I used to ride my motorcycle past all the time. UBY, see, can you see it there? UB key 5 Charlie, November 5 Charlie. This is the Android version. You see it as the Android connector. This is the one for a desktop or a Windows laptop. This is UB key 5, November 5 Charlie. This is a standard USB. They also make ones for Apple. Okay, they got an Apple one too. You need these, you need these, you need these. For $100, you can save your life. For $100, imagine you're looking at edgy fucking whatever content, and you know, they decide to fuck with you and put fucking kiddie porn on your computer. Hack your Gmail account, send you something, send it a little exe, fucking an email with an executable file that's going to go to the TOR level of what, I don't even know what the fuck the TOR level of the internet is, but it's like the deep internet, and it's going to suck all this kiddie porn up, and it's like 50,000 images and splash it all over your hard drive, and then call the FBI. Then the FBI is going to kick in your door and get your fucking laptop, right? And they're going to go directory C, pictures, images. Holy crap, there's 50,000 images of kiddie porn. Arrest them, boys. And now you got to go into lockdown with the fucking pedo jacket on. And they're going to rat that you're a pedo jacket. The cops, the COs are going to know you're a pedo, and they're going to tell everyone else there. I hope you know how to fight. I hope you've been lifting, and I hope you've been practicing fighting, because you're going to fight, by the way. And I hope you fight guys who are good at fucking hiding razors in their fucking mouths. There used to be, I mentioned this before, this prison tube. Yeah, Kilgore, smart move. Smart move. Listen, protect yourself. For $100, you protect yourself. You know what I mean? Protect yourself, protect your family. And the reason why this shit works, and I realize this, people like who are too paranoid don't understand. The people who fucked with my account, they use these all the time. The Google people, as evil as they are, have to live in a Google environment. They need something that protects them. Do you understand? So this, which locks them out, well, let me hold this. This, which locks them out of, locks hackers, phishers, whatever, out on the hardware level, they have to have these. because they live in they're not going to go to some wacky alternative fucking technology. They live in the Google environment that they need this. So they plug this into the laptop, boom, 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 here we go into Google, do whatever they're going to do. And they're safe and secure and no one can fuck with them. Because they can't have other people who have access to the same tools, software tools that they have. They can't have them stabbing them in the fucking back. So they need something real that they can touch and that works. And it's these devices. These are all USB devices. I'm afraid meme images contain embedded bad stuff. Yeah, they can do all sorts of shit. That's why, you put do not display images on all your fucking emails. You don't want to see it. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to see it. You know what I mean? This is critical. This is fucking critical, especially if you're going to talk about the type of stuff we talk about. And right now, my goal, like I said, is the destruction of the Federal Reserve Corporation of America. The peaceful destruction, peaceful, legal destruction of the Federal Reserve Corporation of America. I said I borrowed money from my bank back in October after I got robbed by the NSA the first time. I borrowed some money and bought Bitcoin back at 13,700. So like I said, we're at 60 now. So I'm pretty well in profit with that Bitcoin that I bought back then. I should have bought more. I should have borrowed more. I want to fucking, but whatever. Every month I have to make a monthly payment on that loan. And when I make that payment, and I always make sure I have enough money to make that payment, that's me fucking symbolically, legally firing a fucking shot into the heart of the Federal Reserve. Do you understand? Every time I make a monthly payment on the money, the fiat that I borrowed to buy real money, hard money, to buy Bitcoin, that is me every fucking month smashing them. And if I have any extra couple $100 left over, I'm going to fucking buy more Bitcoin. Stimmy checks, bought the Bitcoin. Matter of fact, what was left, what they tried to steal in my Gemini account was mostly was the Stimmy checks. You know what I mean? So that was like 3,400 or whatever. Like I said, it was less than 10 grand. Most of my Bitcoin is in cold storage. All right, it's offline. It's in cold storage. And it's tougher to get to it. I made it much tougher to get to it than I made last time. And now that I understand who's after me and why they're after me, that shit is never going to work again. Those tricks are all done. And for someone like me, you go like, who the fuck are you? How the fuck is the NSA after you? In general, they're trying to protect the dollar. I said this earlier. I'm going to repeat myself. In general, they're trying to defend the dollar, which they feel defends the United States. The dollar controls the United States. It's the Federal Reserve they're trying to protect, not the United States as a government entity, and certainly not America as a country. So if you can't follow along with these concepts, I don't have time for you, and I don't have time to fucking explain to you. I'm not your parent. I'm not your fucking daddy. I'm not here to hold your hand and fucking carry you along. You get it or you don't fucking get it. I got to be a bit high speed and low drag. I don't have time for elaborate theories because elaborate theories are all bullshit. Kilgore in the chat. Have you heard of whole life insurance as a way to become your own bank? I heard about that years ago. I have no idea what that means. You have to start early. You have to do all sorts of other things. All those companies are going out of business. I don't know who issues whole life insurance. Don't know. But those old insurance companies, as the Dindus robbed the Foot Lockers because some good boy done got killed by the racist police, and city after city loses money, and the states have to bail out the cities because the cities don't have enough money to fucking pay the garbage men, right? And the firefighters and the police or whatever the fuck. Like, as this shit spins out of control, ever wilder and ever more insane, what are insurance companies going to insure against? The price of insurance is going to skyrocket because the number of incidences are going to skyrocket. And the whatever whole life insurance companies are owned by someone else, owned by a bigger insurance company, by a bigger insurance company, by a bigger insurance company. So the insurance company that insures the state you live in, or the city you live in, or the airport you fly out of, when there's social justice happens there and it costs them hundreds of fucking millions or billions, they're going to have to make up those fucking premiums. Where are they going to make where are they going to make them up from? You. I don't know what that whole life insurance. Yeah, I've heard that years ago, but I don't know anybody who's ever done it. It sounds good in theory, but listen, I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm 100%, 100 fucking percent Bitcoin, and the rest of the world can go fuck itself. Okay? There's nothing else. TINA. There is no other. There is nothing else. The digital world is not going away. The internet is not going away. Electricity is not going away. The system of value, what we call money, in the United States is controlled by the U.S. Federal Reserve Corporation, part of which Jacob Schiff was part of back in the day. Where do you think Jacob Schiff got $20 million to give to Lev Bronstein? $20 million. Jacob Schiff gave Lev Bronstein or Leon Trotsky $20 million to take over, which he needed to buy weapons and stuff in Russia, to take over Russia. Where did he get that money from? Trading on Wall Street? They just printed it at the fucking Federal Reserve and gave it to him. And they gave whatever, how many steamer trunks full of fucking money to him. How do you think it worked any other way? That's the way it fucking worked, especially back then. All the influence of our friends whose name echo, the matzo ball Americans, right? Where do you think they get all their money from? Not every single one. Not Joey Greenblatt, the insurance broker down the street from you, right? Or the real estate fucking salesman. I'm not talking about that guy. I'm talking about the big shots. Where'd they get the money from? They just fucking printed it. They just printed it. Back when it had a lot more power than it has today. And they used it to take over Russia and other countries. Some people, all they know is bankers are bad. I love those people. They don't need to know what their ethnic background is. They don't need to know any of that. I talk to kids who are like pumping gas in gas stations and work clerking in convenience stores, and I'm like, hey, what do you want your future to look like? Bitcoin could get you there. I am my daily mission is to get people to dump US dollars and get Bitcoin in return, secure it. And my goal is to protect as many people as I possibly can. Now, the number of people who've listened to me, like I said, is kind of limited. It's a little bit limited for a number of reasons. One, I come off like a loon. Two, I'm a boomer. Not really a boomer. I'm a Gen X guy, but whatever. And three, this is not well understood. By the time Bitcoin's well understood, it's going to be $250,000, $500,000 per Bitcoin. People don't understand a digital asset, an asset that the government cannot seize. They can take your property, they can take your gold, they can seize your bank account. But put your Bitcoin on a ledger or a Trezor or some other method of cold storage, they can't get it from you. And you can transfer it to your family members or your children or whatever. They can't get it. And it's a way of storing your wealth, your labor, your everything. It's a way of storing it forever. Better than gold. It is digital gold. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be private. All of those arguments are bullshit arguments. Right? They're all bullshit arguments. Bitcoin is a way of storing your wealth, your labor, so that the government cannot, or the central bankers cannot inflate it away. They cannot humiliate you and make your labor, your value, your life worthless. It's the first time we've ever created something like this. It's fucking amazing. It's tough for a lot of people to grasp from a concept point of view. But once you get it, you get it. And then you understand there's nothing else. There's nothing else, man. There's nothing else. And then you don't need shit. There's a lot of stuff you realize I don't fucking need. I was on the Jersey Turnpike earlier in the week on my way down to Loudoun County, Virginia, home of the Dulles family, one of the 400 richest families in America during the Revolution, still one of America's 400 richest families. Alan Foster Dulles, the head of counterintelligence at CIA during the Kennedy administration. How well did he do in counterintel? Right? Kennedy caught 2 in the fucking head. I'm not thinking, Mr. Dulles was quite too good at his job. Oopsie. But seriously, I'm at the bottom of the Jersey Turnpike, like exit 2. There's a rest stop there. Guy in a white convertible Lambo. Roared it up. I could see his fucking, because he's got like the beard. He's got the trucker hat. He's got the full fucking sleeve on his left arm down to his wrist in a white fucking Lambo. In a white Lambo. Really. He's coming out of the rest stop. I'm on the Ordnance roadway. He fucking punches it. Of course, this thing sounds gorgeous. But I'm looking at him like, shit, if I didn't lose 5.86 fucking Bitcoin, I could almost afford one of those. But then I thought I'm never going to buy one of those. I'll buy a 1,000cc Japanese sport bike and then fucking outrun them on the highway. Because I used to own bikes like that. I used to own European ones like that. We used to smoke Porsches and shit all the time. Me and my buddies, we would laugh at them. Because I was a motorcycle. I am a motorcycle guy. But I'm looking at this guy, like he's tatted up, he's roided up because his muscles are too fucking big. He's not doing anything. He's sitting in the fucking convertible fucking Lambo and he's fucking driving and he's got his phone in his hand. And I'm in my Toyota Matrix. And I'm like, how much fiat is that car? I was like, I wonder how he got that car. I don't know. I can't remember what his license plate said. But I laugh. I'm like, he paid a lot of fucking fiat for that car. And it's riding the same highway as my $3,000 Toyota Matrix. And another thing that's hilarious to me, that makes me look crazy to people. You ever see armored cars? Brinks trucks or whatever. Armored cars. You know what I mean? I see these armored cars. And I think that's fucking the funniest thing I've ever seen. Now, I used to think when I was a kid, you're like, wow, it's a truck full of money. And now I think it's a truck full of worthless paper. It's a truck full of, it may not be worthless quite yet, not quite now, but that's a truck full of, there's 3 guys with fucking guns to guard a truck full of worthless paper. Oh my, that's fucking hilarious. I laugh when I see that. And if you knew why I was laughing, you would think I was a crazy person. If you watched, well, to be honest, if you watch this live stream, you would think I'm a crazy person. But that's where we stand. April 1st, 2021, the National Security Agency of the United States of America hacked my T-Mobile account, got into my Gmail, my Gemini account, tried to steal my Bitcoin. I stopped them. I beat them. A high school dropout beat the National Security Agency. And so, and you may think that's a crazy story. You may think, you're not like your life is not a spy novel. Well, apparently it is. Like I get like spy novel, like your spy movies is like, it's not James Manos, it's James Bond, right? And he's not driving a 2006 Toyota Matrix. He's driving he's driving the Lambo, which has missiles that come out of it and whatever. And there's not some shitty fucking. Let's show it out again. Let's show her again. Let's show this is Natasha Bubskovskaya. Puskagovia. Hold on. Where are we at? Come on, show it, show it, show it. What are we doing? How am I not seeing with myself? Okay. Switch tabs. Myself on the screen. Right? In the James Bond movies, right? You know, who's trying to like sexify James Bond for his secrets. I don't get that. I like he's driving a Ferrari or an Aston Martin or something. I'm driving, like I said, a Toyota Matrix, an old Toyota Matrix. You know, he's got some hot Russian girl. I am Bubskovia, your contact person in country. I don't get that. I get a shitty email like this one here from some fucking NSA, you know, archive. It's like not even. It's just pathetic. You know what I mean? Now I'm a gun guy, so I have real guns, but I don't shoot nobody. James Bond shoots like 37 people. Nothing ever happens. He shoots like 37 people every 10 minutes. And, you know, never misses, by the way. He never misses. He never accidentally gets the wrong guy, even though he's jumping off a bridge and swinging from a rope and doing all kind of things like, you know, whatever. So you think, well, your life's not really a spy novel. Well, it is a real world spy novel or spy story. And, you don't want to think that your government would do that to you. And you think I'm not important enough to do that, but I'm taking part by hook or by crook, by accident, whatever, in something that's going to change the world. You don't believe me now, and you can laugh, man. Laugh at my expense. Laugh as hard as you want. Because when Weimar comes, and Weimar is coming, and you're begging me for whatever the fuck you think you're begging me for, I'm going to be the one that's laughing. Anyway, what do we got? We're 2 hours into this. We're 2 hours. I meant to keep these shorter. I want to make these shorter. Okay, listen, Lieutenant Kilgore, you look like the only dude in the chat. Hopefully, all my peeps will get a notice that this stream is up, and I'll keep this channel going until I need the next one. And then if you're not following me on Twitter, you need to follow me on Twitter. I don't know if you're on Twitter or not. Let me see I don't even know what the fuck my Twitter handle is anymore. Stand by. Stand by. What the fuck? Oh yeah. So my Twitter, I'll put my Twitter in the chat. Look at that. It's going to be, hold on. What the fuck I do? Sucks having to fucking type shit when you're drunk. STFU James, right? Wait, no, STFU. What? That's not fucking. I spelled it wrong. James. Oh, you cunt. I can't listen. I'm not even going to try and blame the fact that I'm drunk that I can't type. I just can't fucking type. This is my Twitter handle. I'm going to put the Twitter. So I just put it in the chat. Where was the chat? Where was the chat? So follow me on Twitter. My DMs are open, and you can tell me you know me from the show, and then that way I'll put you on the fucking. Well, because when I email out or when I Twitter DM these links to the live stream, that's like the most efficient way to do it. And listen, smash up the like button. Smash up the like button. Everybody's still watching. I realize it's 2 hours into this. I should have said this in the first 2 minutes. Smash up the like button and share this. Okay. And the reason why is because I used to want to stay small because I don't want to attract attention. But now I'm seeking every type of confrontation that I can seek. So yeah, STFU James M at twitter.com. Search me out like that and should be able to find me. And with that, I'm going to let you guys out because I have basically said everything I want to say. And if you think that this channel is not going to be all about Bitcoin destroying the Federal Reserve legally and non-violently, peacefully, a peaceful destruction of this evil corporation. You are wrong, because that is going to be the singular focus of this. Going to try and have fun, going to try and lighten up as much as I can. I know it's hard. It's hard for me right now as I'm processing everything I'm trying to process, but I will hopefully get funnier and a little more lighthearted in the future. And but overall, my focus for literally for the rest of my life has now been set. So with that, guys, thank you so much for showing up, and get rid of that NSA phony face. Thank you so much for showing up, and I will see you guys hopefully next Sunday when I can get a bigger audience, but it depends on work. Biden has got the private jets flying like a motherfucker. And so with that, yeah, let's see. Look, Kilgore, find me on Twitter, whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you all for showing up, and I will talk to you again next week.